Man, this Raja Jackson situation, right when you think it's starting to die down a little bit, it just springs back up because there is just so much heat and passion that is associated with it. We saw something that is utterly vicious and vile that one man can do to another man, and everybody is heated on every side. And I understand from Rampage's perspective, he is a father looking out for his son and everything, but man, I tell you, I don't envy being in his position or anything like that, because it seems everybody's trying to come out after him. And we're about to look at a video here with from Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. And I saw this video earlier, but and I'll just say right off the bat, in this particular situation, I am on the side of Rampage. Because what's going to happen here is some dude that he doesn't know is just going to come up and straight up ask him about Raja Jackson. What's up with this Raja Jackson situation? But I wanted to see how Mediocre is looking at this and get his perspective and whatnot. I'm about to roll it right here in just a minute. But before I do make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And if you find my content to be good, drop down in the comment section, leave a comment. Tell me if what I'm doing good, tell me what I'm doing bad, comment on the video itself. Without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this. And by the way, if you want to see this without my commentary, I will link it in the description. And of course, I'm going to give credit to the content creator, Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. He doesn't need my help or anything like that. He's got his army growing, 865,000 subscribers. He's one of my favorite content creators on the web. So make sure you go ahead and give him some love as well.
Hey, I'm Rampage's biggest fan.
What's up with the Raja?
Who is Rampage? He's like a thumb
This boy getting more clout by dudes tonight than girls.
Hey, respectfully,
you
shut the f up.
You're right, 100%.
No handshake on that.
All right, respect.
I'm a dad. Respectfully.
I know, that's what.
Respectfully, shut the f up.
100%.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I can say is all the racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a fucking master. Calling me a bad father. It's uncalled for. Anything I say gets twisted anyway.
First off, if you guys hear any buzzing in the background, there's some construction happening in the building, but the show continues, so let's get active. Rampage Jackson, the father of Raja Jackson. Has he been arrested yet? It's just, listen, you're going to have to.
No, and that's part of the problem. Raja Jackson should have been arrested by now. But like I said earlier, the reason why he's not arrested yet is because he's Rampage Jackson's son. That's the only reason why I could think of why he hasn't been arrested as of yet. The police don't need to be on the premises in order to see the witness the crime. They have the video of a crime that has been committed. They can take Raja Jackson to jail just based on that alone. So even that is probably why a lot of people are kind of frustrated. It's like, wait a minute. What's happening here? We just saw this guy try to beat this man to death and he's still walking the streets. Come on, police. You got to get active. You got to get something done and everything like that. So that's contributing to a little bit to this situation as to why it has not settled down. Let's continue on.
Call the whole state of California a lawless state if he is not arrested by 6 p.m. by sundown today. Nevertheless, his father has been continuing to live stream, capturing different crash outs by Rampage after getting accosted by fans, some of which have been hurling racial slurs and epithets, whether it be in person or across these internet streets. And it's gotten so bad that on his live stream, he's turned off his text to speech. You would think Rampage might have taken at least a couple of days in order to get his family affairs in order, but he's a live streamer now, right? They got that live stream schedule, so the show must go on.
That's another part of it. Rampage Jackson has not stopped to be a father. He keeps doing his live streaming stuff. Like MTR said, just take a break and get your family affairs in order. You need to get your son on a right path, and you need to get yourself on the right path. In fact, truthfully, you shouldn't even be outside at all talking anything. You should be lawyered up and hunkered down, while you try to deal with this situation and everything like that, but you're having these public, I won't call them crash outs or anything like that, but you are getting stressed. We can see it in your face. You're getting stressed and you need to take a break for yourself. But let's go ahead and keep on going. Let's let MTR go.
I've done for you guys here today is I've captured a couple of highlights or lowlights, however you want to describe it, over the past couple of days of him interacting with either his chat or his fan in regard to the Raja Jackson situation and the slam of the pro wrestler. So let's get active on this one and let's review, because there's a lot to talk about. Without further ado. Now, one of the unintended consequences of this entire situation is that it reinvites the discussion of race relations within America. A lot of people likening this Raja Jackson Psycho Stu thing to the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf situation. All right. And because of which, Rampage is claiming that there's a lot of racist people sending him death threats. Let's review TMZ's footage of him saying that. Let's go.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about? And first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
All I can say is a lot of racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a master. Calling me a bad father. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of this is your fault. You made your explanation.
Anything I say is twisted anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and turn to it.
No, here, hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously. Everybody exercise compassion here. Take care, Mr. Jackson.
Not getting death threats for a situation like this is
That TMZ reporter can go somewhere with all that stuff. What about compassion for Psycho Stu? That's the only one we should really be showing compassion for. Now, I have empathy for the situation that Rampage Jackson is in, but not sympathy. Your son created this entire situation. And the reason why your son created this entire situation is because I believe you treat your son like he's your friend as opposed to his father. Now, whether or not you're a bad father or not, I don't have enough information to say on that or anything like that. But I will say that what you did on the day this incident happened, when you basically implied that your son was gay and that he couldn't defend himself, he took that personally. At that point in time, what he needed was a father that was providing him with guidance, telling him, hey, you're in a strange setting that you're not familiar with. You know you're not supposed to be engaged in any type of physical activity because you just suffered a concussion before. Lay low, stay low. But instead, you didn't do that. So I don't have any sympathy for what you're going through right now. But I do have empathy for you as a father having to deal with it. None of this, no compassion or anything like that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't know anything about the racist threats. I know that you had got into it with MMA Guru. MMA Guru basically called Raja Jackson an animal for what he did. I don't think that was racist. Was it harsh? Absolutely, it was harsh. But he did something very publicly that was very animalistic. Don't call that racist or anything like that, but, to each their own.
simply outrageous. It's not like Rampage was in the ring and did this to Psycho Stu. Nevertheless, Rampage has been under scrutiny for claiming racist comments, and there's been some question of if these comments are actually racist, to which Rampage followed up on his Twitter a example of one of these comments. Now, he actually kept in the person's Instagram account. He says, "Don't worry, mate. Your monkey ass and son will have plenty of other monkey to hang out with in the zoo. F you and your son, you two are dumb ass ninjas, man. You and your son are two of the dumbest ninjas of every grace to ever grace this green earth. Stupidest ninjas, man." And don't worry, I already checked for this man's Instagram account. He's already changed his Instagram name. Rampage also follows up with a screenshot of his homepage, thinking that he was probably going to change his name just to show everybody what he looks like and that he has a family.
Now, yeah, that right there, that was straight racist. And this guy would not say not one of those words in Rampage's face. and he's using the word mate, which tells me he's either from the UK or from Australia. So he's not even in the same country talking this shit. I don't agree with that or anything like that. Me personally, I'm like, hey, I'm a free speech absolutist. You are allowed to say those things, but you must deal with the consequences with what comes with them. And Rampage put this motherfucker on blast. And hey, why are you gonna put your family in this type of situation? Did you talk to your wife before you decided to go down this path? And it looks like you got your kids' names in the as a name for the page. How you gonna set your kids up like this? Come on, man. You gotta be smarter than that.
Believe it or not, Rampage received flack for this because they call this doxing. What people don't understand is that sending someone a DM and then posting that publicly is not doxing. Just because it's a direct or a private message doesn't mean that it's not being sent over a public platform. And if your profile is public, then this is fair game. Such a tough spot to be in, knowing that your son made a horrible mistake, knowing that components of your relationship with him might have led to that mistake, but still wanted to defend him, ardently defend him, while still receiving the brunt from the internet for comments like this. It's par for the course. But Rampage has also caught some flack for calling a YouTube MMA journalist by the name of MMA Guru racist for his comments.
It's a lot of like ignorant people on the internet. I understand that. You know, it is what it is. The shit don't affect me, don't bother me, but people like MMA Guru, you know what I'm saying, that guy is supposed to be some kind of journalist, and his racism came out. His racism showing. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025, right? You know what I'm saying? People do shit. People do shit in this world. Some people fuck up. Some people do shit. It shouldn't get turned into race.
And what were those comments you asked?
You are going to find it very hard to disagree with me when I say that Raja Jackson is a dumb animal that belongs in a fucking cage for the next 30 to 40 years. End of discussion. End of discussion? You are a dumb animal that does not belong in society. You have forfeited that right because you have proven yourself as an unevolved human. Go sit in a cage for 30 to 40 years where you fucking belong, you dumb animal. End of discussion. That is attempted murder. I am going to give you context for this whole situation, but Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, is a dumb, unevolved animal with no understanding of thought process of anything, and he belongs in a fucking cage. He doesn't stop there. This dumb animal that doesn't belong in fucking society because he's an unevolved, dumb fuck.
Now, when I first took a look at this clip, I said to myself, well, if you look at Raja Jackson's actions and see that with 20 unanswered blows to his face while unconscious, he's taking the humanity out of himself, and to say that he's a dumb animal would be par for the course. Now, there will be African Americans that will be specifically sensitive to these comments because of the storied history within America. And there was a time where it was normalized for racist white people to liken black people to animals, specifically apes or monkeys. But me, not being of the sensitive class, did not take particular umbrage with his comments. But then I saw a follow-up video that had me looking at him a little bit crazy.
You'd be able to call him the word. Let's just call it what it is. You do some shit like that, I think that the ultimate sentence would be all of us joining in and saying it, bro. I should be able to call him the word and no one should care. He's an attempted murderer, man, over nothing. Over nothing. I should be able to call him whatever I want. You know what I mean? So
I'll let that go ahead and keep on playing, but I've been saying this for the longest time when it comes to white people and black people. Black people seem to think that they have a lot of power, when in reality you don't. Black people are a permanent minority. We have been stuck at 13% of the American population since we were brought off the slave ships. And I've looked this statistic up. Year after year after year, we've only fluctuated between 12%, and we got as high as 14%. I think we're probably at back down to about 13%. We have only been in that specific range since we got off the ship, since blacks got off the ship. And here's an even more interesting tidbit. I looked at the world population. You want to know how what percent of makeup that blacks make up of the world population? This is including the entire continent of Africa. 13%. So we are a permanent minority. And when white people get to a point when they're sick and tired of dealing with this, there's nothing we can frankly do about it. If every white person decided to go ahead and start saying, you know what, we want to start using the N-word again, and we're going to start calling you that, what are black people going to do? Bitch, moan, and whine about it? And I told my friend that situations like the Carmelo Anthony situation, which MTR brought up earlier, and situation like this with Roger Jackson, and another situation, for whatever reason, the city of Rochester, Minnesota has decided that they're going to prosecute Shiloh Hendricks, that white woman who called a little black kid the N-word. They're going to prosecute her for disorderly conduct. I don't know what disorderly conduct that she did. It's not disorderly to speak. Now, if you use your speak to arouse people to do things that are unlawful or illegal, that can be construed as disorderly conduct. But simply having a mean interaction with somebody on the playground, no, that's not disorderly conduct. So now she's back in the news. And if you need to see that, Black Conservative Perspective did a video on that. Utterly stupid. But situations like this is what will push more and more white people over the edge. Hey, look at how you keep treating us, black man. Why do you keep treating us? We do everything for you. We've done a lot for you, but yet it's still not good enough. And now you're out here intentionally harming us. How do you expect us to react? How do you expect us to react? So it's fascinating that Roger Jackson is still not in jail or has been arrested, at least and processed. That Carmelo Anthony case, which should be a slam dunk straight murder, that is going to be adjudicated, and the defense is going to come up with the defense to try to make it seem as though Carmelo Anthony was in the right for what he did. And then we got Shiloh Hendricks back in the news for no apparent reason other than the fact that the city attorney wouldn't let it go, or maybe the pro-blacks kept on pestering the city of Rochester. What are you going to do about Shiloh Hendricks, even though Shiloh Hendricks broke no laws? I'm here to tell you guys once again, you have a First Amendment right to be a racist. If you want to say racist things about people, you are free to do that. If you don't want to hang around people of a certain group, you're free to do that. The two first ones that you have that mentioned in the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of association. The other two mentioned freedom of religion and freedom of the press. They don't have, so this idea that you're going to try to prosecute somebody for this is fascinating. Now, as far as handling societal consequences, that's something completely different. So everything that MMA Girl said regarding Roger Jackson being an animal for what he did, I have no disagreements, because that was animalistic behavior. He would have kept on going. It would have been reminiscent of a scene in Weapons. If you guys seen that movie, you know what scene I'm referring to. I'm not going to spoil it because maybe you guys haven't seen it. But if nobody was there to stop Roger Jackson, he would have pummeled Psycho Stu's face into the earth. I don't know what other words you can describe that other than animalistic. Let's keep on going.
Call him a dangerous animal, bruv, because that's what he is. You'd be out to call him.
Let's listen one more time.
Let's just call it what it is. You do some shit like that, I think that the ultimate sentence would be all of us joining in and saying it, bruv. I should be able to call him the word and no one should care.
Okay, so the ultimate sentence or the ultimate punishment is to call him what you think that he is. You know, and that's fine. And listen, at the end of the day, this to me significantly changes the context of when he says unevolved animal. While I respect everyone's right to free speech, he can say it. Him not wanting to say it now makes me think that he's a coward, because he obviously wants to say it. So my thing is that, yo, just say it, bro. Be free with it. If you gonna be racist, be overt, baby. I much more respect the overt ones because they stand on business, yeah.
Exactly. I agree. I have dealt with skinheads in the past, Aryan Brotherhoods in the past, and they stood on business. They walked around freely with all their swastikas and grand crosses on them, and they did their Nazi salutes and all that, and they were in this, in that, fuck you, in. They were all of it. Stand on business and just do it. Roll with the consequences. Hey, Nick Fuentes is out there doing his thing. He ain't giving a shit. I don't know if he ever used the N-word. He probably, if he did, he I've never heard him, but he says a lot of things that piss off black people. So, hey, stand on business like MTR said. Don't be a coward. Don't ask for the group. Put your name up on. Put everything on your name. Let's go, MMA guru.
Heard. Let me know that there's a line of delineation. Don't do this undercover covert shit. This shit is so whack to me. Now, also too, this is America at the end of the day. I respect everyone's right to free speech, so he can say it all that he wants, and it's not gonna bother me, because if it did, it'd give someone else power to use it against me. And I've known that across civilizations, when you have a colonizer and then those that were enslaved, right, there is generally terms that the colonizer refers to as slaves. I was actually talking to one of my Filipino friends, and when the Spanish came over to the Philippines hundreds of years ago, they enslaved the Philippines, some of the Philippines, and the term that they had for them was Indio. The difference was that when the Filipinos regained control, no one ever used that word, whereas African Americans not only reuse the word, but they've now popularized it, and it still exists today, and now some get sensitive when people use it. My advice is don't get sensitive and emotional, and in fact, you want them to say it out loud so you know who that they are. Nevertheless, quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal info.
We'll let MTR go ahead and sell his shit, but just the one point right there. Yeah, that's why when people call me Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom Coon, bootlicker, seller, all those words, I just laugh. I said, dude, try to come up with something more original. Make me laugh. I like to laugh at this shit. It don't bother me. I've immunized myself against all those words. I have strengthened my mind and my body to be able to withstand all those slings and arrows. More men need to do that. Any man that gets mad at another man for words, you need to check your mind and figure out why you're so weak against words. Go train your body to be so strong, to be able to fight, to be able to handle whatever life throws at you. But then somebody calls you a word, and all of a sudden you've broken down, and you're a puddle. You're an emotional puddle. You got to work on the mind just as much as you got to work on the body. But let's keep on going. Let's let MTR sell.
Information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off, but they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now. I also want to leave this one for the audience to decide whether or not the context of where he is saying, does it change with this follow-up clip? Write me them comments down below. Well, anyway, with online trolling and rage baiting, also Rampage, while still live streaming, has encountered fans that have been questioning him about the situation.
Hey, I'm Rampage's biggest fan.
What's up with the Rochester?
Who is Rampage? He's like a
Come on, bro.
This boy getting
Come on.
more clout by dudes tonight than girls.
Hey,
I like it.
respectfully,
You
shut
right.
the f up.
You're right, 100%.
No handshake on that.
All right, respect.
I'm a dad.
I know,
Respectfully.
I know, that's what.
Respectfully,
you're
shut the f up.
100%.
I'm dealing with this shit.
Rampage
Hey,
is
yeah,
I'm dealing with
right,
this shit.
100%.
Is a dumb board.
100%.
Some of y'all live behind the keyboard too much and have never been punched in the face. By the way, there's some of y'all out there as well that need to stop publicly drinking. You're making fools of yourself.
I respect man, bro. That's why I said I apologize for even like coming up.
You came at me wrong.
I apologize for even coming up to you that way.
I'm getting a lot of racist threats and shit, nigga. Coming up to me, come on.
Racist threats, nigga, is hilarious.
I know that's funny, but in this situation right here, I 100% agree with Rampage. That's not how a man, especially if you don't know Rampage or you don't know anyone, and you step up to him, and the very first thing that comes out of your mouth is whatever situation that they're dealing with, as if you're supposed to know. It's like, dude, no tact, no sense of humility or respect, and like you said, he fortunate. Rampage has some good patience right there. And of course, he knows all the spotlights on him, and he knows if he just snatches that dude up even by the shirt, that's assault. He about to get paid $10,000 or some dumb shit. So Rampage has some good restraint, but at the same time, I fully support him in this situation right here. Don't be walking up to somebody and acting like you have a duty to know what business they're going through and approach them like that as if you guys known each other for 30 years. Even if I known this Rampage for 30 years, I still wouldn't approach him like that. Like, come on, man. Dude's nickname is Rampage. He from Memphis. You know what Memphis is like? Have some tact next time. You fortunate.
I'm getting a lot of racist threats. Motherfuckers talking about killing me and my whole family over something my son did. I ain't got nothing to do with. I'm telling you, drop the shit.
He a slider.
Hey, bro, drop it, bro, drop it.
Hey. Put my number in your book.
No,
bro.
that.
You need
That.
What?
No. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Hey, we do some
No.
comedy.
I'm
What
telling
type of interviews you running?
My
tonight?
apologies.
I'm sorry about that.
Hey, my
Move
apologies.
on.
Shut up.
Goof ass motherfucker.
By the way, one of the interesting components of this entire saga is Rampage is receiving a lot of flack for the way that he treats Raja. But a lot of people don't realize that this is generational bullying.
Did it. He throw a party. Every party you throwing, you been it.
I ain't never been to no Diddy party.
Yeah, I heard different.
No.
I heard
Every
different.
party that man throw, you there.
No,
You
I
at
ain't.
the front door. Hey, what's up with that movie?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I didn't want to say it from mama, but I heard that your job was to warm up the baby oil.
It's actually crazy watching. That's Rampage's father, by the way. All right. Rampage's father walked so Rampage could fly. All right. But yeah, this is exactly where Rampage gets his fatherly techniques from. The only difference is that Raja was a powder keg waiting to explode.
We all would have been.
Yeah, you can see right there that it is generational. I don't know how they were, how he was growing up, but you heard him in the car. It seems like Rampage's parents are still together, so his daddy must have been doing something right. But like MTR said, for whatever reason, Roger Jackson is something completely different. And truth be told, the reason why that is probably because Rampage didn't have to deal with a famous daddy. Raja does. Raja is always going to be in Rampage's shadow. Notice right now we're talking more about Rampage than we are about Raja. It's like other than what Raja did, nobody really knew his name. I mean, I knew of Rampage's son. I didn't know his name was Raja and everything like that. But Rampage, now that we got this out there, this is the only way we know Raja's name. So this is kind of similar to what happened with the Minneapolis shooter. Somebody had mentioned that he wanted to go out and be known for being infamous rather than being unknown and unseen. I'm just paraphrasing there. That's kind of something similar to what's happening here with Roger Jackson. Maybe he did something because he wanted to be known for something that was something that he grew and that he cultivated that breaks him apart from Rampage's shadow. But unfortunately, that isn't the case. we're still talking more about Rampage more than we are about Raja. Let's go ahead and keep on going and finish this out.
It's just me and my son, we ain't scared of no motherfucking
Rampage, you say you're back in the gym working out, but dropping down and giving Czech Congo 20 with your tongue isn't working out, little nigga.
Hey, yo.
You gonna interrupt me talking about my son to say some gay ass shit like that? Y'all is mad disrespectful.
By the way, from a live streamer perspective, they love comments like that because then they can turn it into content. Let's proceed.
Anybody new in chat? TTS is off because we had too many haters. Chat, we'll turn
TTS is text to speech, so he's now not allowing what happened in the prior clip.
TTS back on. But
Mango?
Hey guys, please don't cock
Okay.
yeah.
So please don't cock
Y'all niggas ain't got no respect.
Anonymous just tipped $2. Rampage ain't got no bitches.
Raise it up to $3.
No, let's raise that shit up to $5. Y'all. Raise that shit up. Y'all got me f***ed up. Y'all come to my motherfucking stream trolling me, motherfuckers, $5. Y'all. I try to warn y'all niggas. Y'all cock block me when I do get bitches. Then when I don't got no bitches here, I ain't got no bitches. You see a bitch in my fucking chat. I try to tell y'all to chill out that shit. You make fun of my fucking vegan ass bitch. I mean, my vegan ass son that's not a bitch. Yeah.
I want to know what you guys think in the comment box, man. Light up them comments. What do you think about that his father is still out here live streaming? You know, oftentimes when these controversies happen, I always say keep on doing content. But when I say that, it's never in the context of you being a live streamer, and especially in IRL, an in real life live streamer, right? Just mere hours after this has all happened, he's been live for long periods within the day. And then you can see, like, with the chat, the rage bait within it, right? The trolling within it, the constant criticisms, both on the chat and in real life from people that want to know more about the situation, right? What do you all think about him not taking the opportunity to take a couple of days off to prepare for what's about to come?
And I'm gonna leave it right there. But just to give my final perspective on that, he should take a complete break from IRL streaming. I really do not like IRL streamers. They more often than not, are out there causing trouble for the general populace. And, you know, the most famous one of all these is that little punk bitch, Johnny Somali, who decided to travel over to Japan, South Korea, and Israel and just was doing all kinds of stupid shit. And now he's wrapped up in the legal system over in South Korea. I don't know if he actually got released or anything like that. But for the most part, they're always causing trouble because nobody else is in on the stream. So me personally, Rampage should just take a break and stop. You don't need the money. You don't need the money or anything like that. You look like you're doing really good. You got your Jackson podcast, which does really well. Take a break from the IRL shit. You're getting rage baited. You're starting to have Crashouts, and it's only going to be a matter of time before one causes you to go over the edge. Hopefully not to the point to what Raja has done or anything like that. But there was one that was pretty funny. I don't know if I could probably find it, where Rampage had a crash out because somebody said that he had this black streak. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it and everything. If I can't find it, I'll just tell you guys about it. Let's see here. It was on my Instagram page. No, I can't find it or anything, but I'll just tell you guys about it. Pretty much, he was inside of his car and he had this dark black streak on his head. And one of his text-to-speech, his TTS, came in and said, "Man, it looked like Derek Lewis had slid his balls across your head and left a black streak." And Rampage was like, "Oh, I'm looking around. Give me my hat. This guy just cooked me in my own TTS. I thought that was pretty funny and everything like that. Jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about the video, and make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. This is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video.